everyone. How are you today? It is Tamara Hartley, your advice guru and how to coach. So I am back again today to finish, not to finish, but to pick up where we left off from yesterday. As I told you yesterday, I'm coming to you live every day to bring you advice, tips, and strategies for your life, relationships, and career. And yesterday, I thought the most appropriate place was to start with the 3 questions that I am asked most often. So yesterday, I answered the question, how do I find the time and energy to do all the things that I do? Most of you know me, I do quite a bit. I'm an author, a speaker, a coach. In addition to my businesses and being an entrepreneur, I'm also a wife and a mother of 5. I have 3 daughters, a son and a bonus son. And I am just tremendously busy, just like many of you are. And I still have the time and energy to focus on me, focus on my goals, work in my business, take care of my children, be at all the games and practices, do the pickup and drop off, all of that good stuff. And a lot of people always ask, how do I find the time and energy to do that? So I answered that on yesterday. And today, that next question that I am asked most often is, how did I know what I wanted to do? I do have multiple businesses. So I told you yesterday, I'm that person who believes in following all of my passions and all of my dreams. And so I find time to dibble and dabble in quite a bit. If I'm interested in it, I pursue it. When I'm done with it, I let it go. That's just who I am and what I do. So I do have many things that I have on my plate. But in regards to the question of how did I decide what I wanted to do? I get that question not only from just regular people who are inboxing me questions, but also from my clients. That's usually the starting point of my coaching programs, of figuring out what people want to do. And I tell people all the time, and I'm going to say it here today. I know I sound like a broken record. You're going to probably be tired of hearing me say this. If you follow me, follow my how-to videos, follow my advice column on my website. I've said this many times, but I'll say it again today. Your purpose is not hiding from you. It's not something that you have to find. Okay, let's clear that up. You do not have to find your purpose. Your purpose is already within you. Now, you may have to uncover it again or reconnect with it again, but I believe that everyone innately knows who they are and what they are to do in this world. I want to use the example. A lot of times when you're children, you know who you are and what you want to be. I had a experience with my daughter. I talk about her all the time. She's 16, senior now. But when she was a young child, she was distinctly who she is as a person. She was very bold. She was very strong. She knew what she wanted. I remember when she was in kindergarten, she was 4 years old. It was at their graduation ceremony. And at that time, she went to a private school. It was a Christian private school. So the pastor asked her, he gave her the microphone and he asked her, what is it that you want to be when you grow up? And she kind of stood back and looked confused. And she said, an artist, like I already am. And if you think about that, that is such a powerful statement from a 4-year-old, because when we're children, we know what we gravitate towards. We know what we like and what interests us. We may not know that it can turn into a job or that we can later get paid for it in life. We don't really know that, but we know what we're interested in. We know what moves us, what draws our attention, what makes us like, oh yes, that's what I want to do. And a lot of times what happens is, growing up, whether it's a teacher or a parent, and not even someone doing it out of malice, but a lot of times those dreams get crushed. How many times have you heard or seen where someone said they wanted to be a musician or an artist and someone told them, no, you shouldn't do that. You should do something that allows you to make more money. When I was a freshman when I got accepted to Howard University, believe it or not, I was a chemistry major. I know that sounds so shocking, but in high school, I was in AP chemistry. I was a 4.0 student, so academics came easy to me. So I took a lot of AP classes and chemistry was one of them. So when it was time to go to college, my family told me, make sure you select something that allows you to make money. You're going to college, you want to pursue a career, make sure that it's a good one. And I went with chemistry because that's what I was used to. It was something that I grasped because I believe I can learn anything. So, okay, I was going to be a neurosurgeon. So while I could have been a neurosurgeon, yes, I could have done that because again, I can learn to do anything. But it it wasn't what I wanted to do as a person. It wasn't what I gravitated towards. As a kid, I always wanted to be on stage in front of people, connecting with people. And that was something that interests me. I used to want to be Diana Ross. I share that story quite often. I wanted to be Diana Ross. And the thing was, I just saw her on stage and saw how she connected to people. And I knew I wanted to do that. And over the years, I've always been attracted to things that put me on a stage or in that light. I shared yesterday, I do voiceovers and commercial acting and things like that. So as kids, we kind of know the kind of things we're interested in, and we gravitate towards certain things. But that gets changed and squashed. And, like I said, not everyone does that out of malice. You don't look at a kid and say, you can't do that or be that. We just try to, navigate their experience based on our own experience and our own circumstances. And that's what happens to a lot of people. We did a Facebook Live last night, me and another group of women. And one of the powerful things that came out of that is that a lot of times you take on responsibilities. You become a wife, a mother, and you put yourself on the back burner and you don't concentrate on yourself. And then you tend to lose the sense of what it is you're really interested in and what you would like to do. So sometimes that's also how people kind of lose themselves and can no longer connect with their purpose. But I want to tell you that you can reconnect with your purpose at any time. Your purpose is in here. You were born for a specific reason, and that purpose is already connected to you. So I do have, and I'm going to share my website one more time because I do have, let me get to it here. I do have some tools on my website, and actually a free course that I just put on there. And it's a free mini course, but it allows you to reconnect with that purpose and to just do some exercises to help you get back there. So I want to share that with you today. Let me bring that up here. If I was thinking, I probably should have brought that up before. So, all right, let me share my screen really fast. The beautiful thing about this technology is that it allows you to do so much all at the same time. It allows you to be interactive. It allows you to think on the spot, to bring things up. So you should be seeing that screen now. So on my website, right here at the very, very top, where it tells, asks you to sign up for, my newsletter, but down here it tells you, you sign up today and you'll get my free email course, How to Find Your Passion and Purpose. And of course, I already said you don't find your passion, but most people connect with that. But as soon as you get into my details, you see how I show you that you don't have to find your purpose. You just need to reconnect with it. So that's a series of exercises that I put together, not only that I use, but that I use specifically with my clients. And I made that free to you if you want to go out there and use that resource. Again, it's just a series of exercises over a few days to help you reconnect with that purpose and figure out what it is you would like to do. So I'm going to stop sharing that, but that is available on my website. So if you have an opportunity and you want to do some activities, I have some. Of course, you can probably find some things on the web. You can go to the library or anything you need to do to reconnect with your purpose. I am a proponent of that. You don't necessarily have to use my free course but I just want you to know it's available to you. So the other thing that I want to say about purpose is a lot of times we know what we want to do. We just don't know how to do it or how to get started with doing it. So I'm going to shadow to what I'm going to answer tomorrow. The third question that I get asked all the time, once people reconnect with that purpose or find what they want to do, they don't know how to get started or where to go. So tomorrow, that's the question that I'm answering. So make sure you tune into that so that I can answer that question for you. But getting back to the purpose, one other thing I want to say about that, a lot of times people feel lost when it comes to their purpose because there are so many ways you can live out the purpose. You're not necessarily confused about what it is you're called to do or what you should be doing. It's just that it's a plethora of ways that you could actually do it. For instance, I like to call on something I've read, and I can't remember the exact book I read in, but it's called The Career Lens. And the example that they gave in that book is, you may be attracted to food. You may be interested in food. That may be your passion. But there's so many ways you can live out that passion and purpose. One, you don't have to be a chef. You could be a food critic. You could work, we have all these institutions here, Battelle, different places that concentrate on agriculture. You could come up with, work in science related to food. So I'm just giving that as an example. Like, you don't have to be a chef just because you have an interest or a passion in food. And this is important for our young people who are trying to figure out what it is they want to do. They have a passion for something, a purpose, and they're confused about how they should do it. And that's really up to you. There is no right or wrong way to live out your purpose or your passions. Now, some things you may be better at, and let's talk about the word passion for a minute. A lot of times people get confused with purpose and passion, and it's okay. There is no right or wrong way to live out who you are supposed to be in this world. There is no wrong way. But for me, I like to clarify passions this way. So you may have a purpose. Your purpose may be to empower women. Okay. Your passion may be speaking on the stage. Your passion may be writing. You use your passions to help you fulfill your purpose. And when I think about that, when I teach that, it is that simple to me. I don't go deep into semantics of words and this definition, that. It's that clear. You have a purpose in this world. You have the autonomy to figure out how you want to show up and how you want to serve in that purpose. And you can use your passions to do it. And your passions can change. One day I might love writing. The next day I might love, doing these videos and talking to you live. So you see how that plays together? It's really that simple. And sometimes we complicate it, or we just don't know what to do and where to start. So we just kind of use that as an excuse to say, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know where I'm supposed to be in this world. So I encourage you to, like I said, go check out that free course if you need some tools to help you reconnect with that purpose. And then figure out what some of your passions are. Even if you have to write a list of them, figure out how you can use those passions to fulfill that purpose. A lot of times, when I was coming up, there was not a lot of talk around do something in life that you love. Again, I shared that it was about, okay, make some money so that you can take care of yourself. And like I said, that wasn't done out of malice. It was done out of love, but I didn't know that there was a connection. I always knew I liked to write. I always knew I liked to be on stage. I always knew that, in a sense, I like to empower people. I've been that person since I was young as well. I've always shared wisdom, shared stories, shared experiences. I've always done that. And if you look at what I'm doing today, I'm using all of those passions, all of those skills and talents that I have to walk in that purpose that I know I am called to do on this planet. So I encourage you to do the same. If you have young people in your life, this is information that you can share with them. Let them know that they can do the things that are, innate in them, what they gravitate towards. You don't have to pick. I know parents especially, are going to probably get upset over this because we have been trained to do kind of the opposite. You don't necessarily always have to pick one thing. That was overwhelming for me at 18 years old. I was just like, wow, I have to do one thing? Like, well, what if I don't like that thing? Do I got to go back to college and do something else? It was a real confusing thing and concept for me to say, okay, well, I have to do one thing for the rest of my life. And I have found that you don't have to do one thing. You can do many things. Like, if you have the time and energy to explore and do different things, do that. It's a big thing now. People talking about having multiple streams of income. I think that's important as well. I think that we have opportunities to do more than one thing. I don't think you should take on so much that you don't do anything well. I am not a proponent of that, but I am a proponent of exploring who you are, exploring what you like and love, finding things that you're interested in. If you have an opportunity to share with other people and make additional revenue for yourself, do it. Do that. If you want to learn something new that's kind of out of your wheelhouse, do it. do it. I am giving you permission to give yourself permission. And one of the things I shared yesterday is, because I do so many different things, I always get called that jack of all trade, master of none. And I shared that I looked up the actual quote, and it was so much longer than I had ever heard before. So the actual quote is, jack of all trades, master of none, but most often better than a master of one. And what that means to me, not only did it free me to and allow me to be who I am and to explore different opportunities and do different things, but it also means that I have a leg up because I can do multiple things. I can make money over here. I can do things over here. I can help myself and do some things. So I think it's an actual asset to have many different interests and to be able to find the time and energy to pursue what you love. I think that is a benefit to us. So that is my answer for today's question. How do you find your purpose? I know I threw a lot in there about passion and purpose because I think they're intertwined and go together. But if you have any questions or topics that you would like for me to cover, again, I'm going for my advice column where I give advice, tips, and strategies for life, relationship, career. Life can be any question that you have. Sometimes we just need a different perspective or someone to share their experience and let us know that there's some resources and that we're not alone in this world. Relationships. I like to reiterate, it's not all about love relationships, although I will answer those questions because, hey, I've been in love, I've been married, I've been divorced, I'm remarried. So I definitely have some answers to some of that stuff, but also your career, whether it's, how do I advance in my career? How do I get to the next level? I spent years as a manager developing staff and just, pouring into people's lives. And then also starting your business. That's real big with me because a lot of my clients are parents who are just like me, parents who are busy, parents who have spent just the last years of their lives pouring into their children. They've had to put their stuff on the back burner, whether it's you haven't gone back to college, you haven't finished that degree, you're thinking about doing a PhD, you want to change careers. All of that kind of stuff are experiences that I've had and went through. So a lot of my coaching clients, those are the kind of topics and things that we share and that I help them through. I help them to figure out, what it is they want to do, how to get the time to do it, and actually map out an action plan to get there. So when I'm talking life, relationships, and career, I am really talking about life, relationships, and career. So if you have a topic or something you just want to discuss on one of the lives and not necessarily a question, so to speak, you just want to get some input, definitely you can email that to me at asktamara@tamarahartley.com. I'm also on all the social media platforms at I'm Tamara Hartley. You can message me there using the hashtag AskTamara. You can also direct message me, text message me. I don't really care how you get here, just get here if you can. So however you need to get in touch with me, but I'm happy to answer your questions, happy to hear your feedback and all of that. And also always visit my website. Although I do have a YouTube channel, all of my videos, from my TV show, my podcast, all of those things are all available on my website, tamarahartley.com. You can go there. Like I said, I have some free resources. I have some additional advice, tips, and strategies, and just some things that I think might be useful. So if you want to, this is really cool too. I shared this yesterday. This is really cool. So I actually found something. If you go to my website, there's a little brown button on the side of the website. And if you click that, it says Ask Tamara Now. And if you click that, it's actually a platform where you can leave a voicemail message for me. I could possibly play the voicemail message live, or I can actually just repeat your question on the live stream. So I am excited about bringing this to you every day. I'll be here every day around this time. If you have a question, don't hesitate to ask. So have a great day. I just forgot today is Friday. I will not be here tomorrow. I will answer that next question on Monday because my lives are only going to be Monday through Friday. So enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. Take some time to think about who you are, what you want to do in this life. If you're doing it, great. How can you expand and live out more of your passions and dreams? If you're not doing what you want to do or what you love right now, there is always still time to make some moves and make some changes. And I am here to help you with that. So make sure you hit me up. Again, have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday.